So you want to know the future? Almost all videos about the future here on YouTube are about what we have developed in terms of technology and smart things. But none of the videos explain where we are, and who we are within the future, what people, what culture, what religion, what language, what living standard. And finally what level we are at individually. Here's the truth about the future. And it's not just good news. We start in Europe, where the destruction already has begun. Year 2020 England has left the EU, the EU is heading into destruction. One of the biggest mistakes was to enroll the poor countries, by giving them full EU membership. This has led to catastrophic conditions in Western Europe. Thieves and organized gangs travel freely in Western Europe, and steal everything they can, as long as it has little value. It is totally risk-free for thieves and gangs. If they are caught, the worst thing that can happen is that they are banned from entering the country they have been caught in. But since there are no border guards, they travel freely into the country and commits crime again. Let's say thieves commit such a heinous crime that they get a prison sentence. Then they have to serve time in the country where they were captured. Prisons in Western Europe and especially Scandinavia are seriously as a 3-star hotel stay. And much better than the standard of living they came from, so it's just a win-win situation for the criminals. The EU is a free gift shop for thieves and criminals from the poor EU countries, that just joined the EU in the last couple of years. Not only is the EU burning corn, to keep corn prices up, millions gallons of milk are also being emptied into sewers to keep milk prices up. At the same time that many African countries are starving. Where is the logic in that? The whole EU is built on good intentions, but has become Europe's worst enemy. EU refugee policy has failed miserably. The flow of refugees from North Africa is unstoppable, and so are the refugees from the Middle East. They are slowly but surely taking over all of Western Europe. This is the truth about the future. The whole of Scandinavia leaves the EU, and make their own trade currency and their own laws and rules. The borders will again be heavily guarded, which will be cleaned out so that all Eastern and foreign criminals without a Scandinavian citizen will be thrown out of Scandinavia, back to the country as they originally come from. The criminals born in Scandinavia, however without Scandinavian citizenship, get 3 reprimands regardless of the criminal act, except what can be charged with fine without conviction. Scandinavia will be able to save itself and its people, then the whole EU dissolves. Germany, Poland, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Spain will agree on a single currency based on the euro, as well as form a common trade front, a kind of mini EU. Italy, Austria, Croatia, Serbia, Macedonia, Bosnia and Greece will cooperate, with a common currency, and especially Italy and Greece will make a new independent refugee policy. The countries are weakened after the large immigration of refugees. Bulgaria, Romania, Czech Republic, Hungary, Slovenia, will experience major problems as they are the least educated nations, with corruption in any of the mentioned countries. Without new interventions, these countries will become the new developing countries. New world order, new distribution of power. China, Turkey and Russia, including the old Russian republics, will stand together with a common trade agreement and common military agreement. These 3 very different countries will be so powerful that they will form a whole new superpower both in the military field and trade conditions. Africa has great potential, and with all the new technology Africa will develop faster than the Western world. For example, now you can make drinking water out of seawater. Drinking water to water the fields, so they can count on a good harvest every year with greater certainty. The electricity of wind turbines and solar energy. Now Africa has all this technology, and will be able to develop fast. And, now to what everyone has been waiting for, America. America is such a fucked up continent that I would rather let Jacob Tanis talk about America's future. So please Mr. Tanis, continue.
Thank you so much. Yes. It's always difficult to predict the future, but what we have learned of the past and of the history, there is nothing that lasts forever, not even diamonds. So, the United States, the new world, the world of freedom, as they say, and the world's largest superpower. The land which hundreds of thousands poor immigrants from Europe went to in search for a better life. The hope of freedom and independence turned out to be a success for many white people. However, a life in freedom wasn't enough for white people. They run away to get a better life, and all those who fled must have appreciated the freedom so much that they left their own countries and they left all behind to get this freedom. They suddenly thought that it was okay to deprive other people of their freedom, namely the black people, in order to have a better life for themselves. The men of the past did not think about the consequence of the future. All great empires fall from inside and out, and this is what they didn't calculate with at the time. The fate was already sealed when the first slave set foot on the United States of America over 200 years ago. Yeah, think about it. They ran away to get freedom. They ran away to get a better life, and apparently it must have been a big deal for the Europeans to have their own freedom. They thought it would be okay to deprive other peoples from their freedom, the black people. Their freedom wasn't so highly valued as their own. They took the black people's freedom to live a free life in a free country, just to have a better and easier life themselves. But as we know, the biggest empires always fall from inside and out. The United States, as we know, are divided by 50 states, and all of them will become independent. They will have their own borders, they will have their own laws and rules, and they will have their own passports. Most of all, they will be able to heavily guard their own borders. Maybe some of the states will find together, 2 or 3 states will join and become one country. Like the states will have their own prime minister, but they will have a chancellor, and the power of the chancellor, national, limited. So they have not much saying in what's going on inside the states, but they have great unified power outside, international. So they always will be able to protect themselves. Yes, so the USA will be 50 new countries, and maybe less, because as I told you before, I think some of the states will join. They will all have their own rules, independent. They will be providing for themselves. This is a true story, so you know that this will happen. By the way, you should look forward to the next episode of the true story. It's coming soon, so yeah. Have a nice one.
Thank you for listening to the Tanis Theory, and special thanks today, as this topic is extremely boring, but is a need-to-know topic. Remember to subscribe for more, hopefully not so boring, content. Love you all!